DJ, drop that shit. Yeah.
Testing. I didn't know if my shit was up or not.
Bro, I turned it up.
Nah, you be fucking up, so.
Shut the fuck up. Welcome back to the Mancave podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We are back with the one and only TP Taxes.
Yep, it's that time of year again. We all dread it. And just like Thanos, you know, it's inevitable. It's that time of year. Black History Month.
Fuck up, bro. I really can't stand your ass.
It's like, nah, it's tax season, all fact season, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you want to make the most out of your tax money, like we helped y'all do last year, make sure you tune in for this episode. Mr. Pender, how you feeling, sir?
Man, good, man. Thanks for having me.
You looking fresh, making sure you stealing all your clients' money.
That's the secret to success, huh? Pocket some of that shit.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Yo, listen, what's up with accountants, bro? Like y'all be getting niggas jammed up. Fat Joe, Wesley Snipes, all them.
I don't deal with the wrong crooks, man.
The wrong crooks. He say the wrong crooks. I deal with the right crooks.
Hey, man, I'm getting over on the IRS, so the right crook.
And that's the secret. You know?
Gang. You gotta fuck the government. That's how I feel.
How do you get away with it, you know?
Nah. But so this time we wanted to focus more on like business and like more nuanced
Yeah,
stuff.
last year we focused on the Joey
General.
6-pack or Joey Fat Pack. Like I got, you know what I mean?
What the fuck is that? Joey?
The everyday man, you fucking dickhead.
I don't subscribe to that, so I wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. But yeah, so this time we wanted to focus more on like business owners and you know, people who recently got married like myself. So what you got for us, sir? Like, let's start it here. Basically, what are some of the more common benefits you see, and when filing as like an LLC versus as a regular W-2 kind of individual?
So technically, it doesn't really have to be an LLC to get the benefit out of it.
Okay.
1099. So everyone's better than a W-2.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Okay.
So as a W-2 employee, whatever you make, that's what you get taxed on.
Okay.
There's not too many write-offs specifically that give you direct hit to your income. In a sense, you still get the write-off like your house and things of that nature. But as far as expenses like cars, cell phones, meals, entertainment, all of that, you can't write that off against W-2s.
Right.
It's like when you're traveling with your job and things of that nature, it's not really a benefit for you
So
as a W-2.
So even if you buy a house, I mean, like something like that is different.
It is beneficial too.
because you can write that off on your W.
But everyone gets that.
Right. But when you're filing as a 1099,
A 1099 or a business owner,
right,
you get to write off your actual expenses directly to your income. And
Okay.
then you take tax, then you get to write off like your home and things of that nature that everyone else get.
okay.
So it's like an extra added on expenses you get that.
Right. So I guess that's why they say people who file like as business owners or 1099s, whatever, like they pay themselves after they file taxes. Like how does that typically work? Like,
So you're supposed to pay yourself in. It depends on how you got the setup. Right?
okay.
So if you're a corporation or a partnership or something like that, if you're a corp, you're allowed to be on payroll as an owner.
Right.
Which means then you're getting paid. You're part of the deduction now.
Right.
So you become a W-2 employee
Wow. So
of your business.
So you can pay yourself and then write off.
You are part of the write-off now.
Oh
I
shit.
write myself off.
Right.
Oh shit.
But you can do that as the owner. Now,
Okay.
as like family members and things like that, you can put them on payroll and they become a write-off for you.
Right. I guess that's why you see people who say like, oh, if you own a business, hire your kids and instead of giving them an allowance. put
Right,
them
as long
on
as they have
payroll.
a physical, real job to do. You can't just be giving them money.
real job.
Yeah. Like, make them sweep the office or something.
Right. Gotcha.
Even you can even overpay them. Just make sure they're doing something
Right.
that you can proof it out to.
Got you.
And all we need is that paperwork.
Correct.
Right.
What paperwork is that, George?
You know, the paperwork that say he swept.
Yeah, a little W for the office, as long as the office is clean.
So, like, it's funny you brought up writing shit off because, like, as a realtor, a lot of times what I see with business owners is they come in, they're like, oh, I made such and such amount of money. I got such and such back in taxes. TP Taxes hooked me up. But then they can't get approved for mortgages because they wrote every fucking thing off.
Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
So
So
let's say 100,000. 100,000 is 100,000.
income, you're saying?
Yeah, 100,000 in income, gross.
Okay.
So if I'm a W-2 employee and I make 100,000, that is my salary. That's what I make.
You paid taxes on that already.
Right. Now, as a business owner, I could have made it gross to $100,000, but whatever, I got $50,000 or $60,000 in write-offs.
Right.
If it's $60,000 in write-off, then I only made 40. So I start at the 40 while the W-2 person starts at the 100.
Right.
Now, from a tax standpoint, it's beneficial, but from a real estate side, it sucks. So that's why you put a tax plan.
Yeah. So do people come in understanding that?
No. All they care about is getting a refund check most of the time. So that's where we try to educate them. Like, hey, if you have a business or we do bookkeeping as well.
Okay.
So in the bookkeeping, every year I sit with all our bookkeeping clients and ask them what is their end goal. So they need to at least have a 2-year plan on what they're trying to accomplish, because you need 2 years of tax returns to pull off whatever you're trying to pull off.
Right.
So they'll say, hey, I'm not looking to do nothing for the next 5 years.
Okay.
So then they can go in and I can show them how to save from a tax standpoint.
So instead of using something like QuickBooks or whatever that shit is, they basically come to you and then you handle all of that for them? Is that the same thing as bookkeeping?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do all of the tracking and the planning, because you need books in order to do tax planning.
Right.
So the tax planning, I literally can say, hey, we're not going to pay anything in tax this year. Or I can say we want to push. It depends on your income bracket too. Right. But you'll pay less than what you would if you did.
Okay. Wow. You need to be teaching classes on this shit. You know how many people run around here getting LLCs, getting money, and then
it's stressful dealing with it.
Like, yo, I can't understand.
They get it from social media.
Yeah.
They listen to whatever social media say and then run with it, and then they come to you and like they can't get a house.
And then he got sent to you.
Then they wait 2 years.
Bruh, what? Like, I can't even begin to tell you how many times people have come to me like, yo, I got $60,000 for the down payment. Like, $60,000? Like, yeah, I got it all in my taxes. Like, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, fuck, man. You done wrote everything off. Like, I automatically know, because who the fuck is getting that much money back in taxes? Yeah. Unless you Trump and you're going to jail. Like, that's it, bro. So, like, it's good to know that you do tell them in advance, like, yo, what is your goal? Because you know, as the master accountant, that you need to be able to make X amount of dollars to afford a $200,000 house, 300, whatever it is. Like, you know.
Well, technically, there's two different sides. They don't go together. It's just since I'm into real estate that I know those numbers. Right. But if most accountants don't do real estate, so they're not thinking about. That's true. Oh, you trying to buy a home later on? They're thinking about the bottom number of you trying to make you owe the least amount of money. Right.
Damn, man.
What kind of hoops do they got to jump through when they come to you in that situation?
Actually, we can ask him, because one of the things we want to talk about is like amending tax returns.
You have to end up getting amended, and I have to do everything all over. But that can also cause a red flag, because all of a sudden now all these expenses are not supposed to be in there.
So you're saying I guess amending a tax return means like you want to change something about what you filed. Right. So you're saying, if you change something and you resubmit it to the IRS, now you might get like audited?
You could. So think about it. If every time I make money, you get paid, and for the last 5 years, you've been paying me nothing. Right. Then coincidentally, I just come try to buy a house now, and I'm like, hey, go back and change my old 2 years to take all those expenses out to make it sure like I got money. Oh, I'm gonna go look like, wait, well, what happened to the other 3 years? Now something's off.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. Now I need to see what happened in all those years. Show me all the documents.
Right. Damn. So what's the workaround for that? Like, get an attorney? Like,
to do the amendment? Or the amendment, we handle those. Okay. But then if they end up auditing you, then we can handle the audit with you. Okay. But it's gonna be hell.
So you do all of that shit then?
Yeah.
Okay. One-stop shop.
Not me personally, but we have people in the office. Yeah.
Right. That's what's up. I guess that's one of the things that a lot of people kind of like get jammed on, is they want to do something, and so they end up fucking their taxes up, going back to you and saying, oh, I need to fix this so I can buy a house or buy a car or whatever the case may be. And essentially what they should be doing when they start their LLC is talking to you and figuring out like what the roadmap is moving forward, so that they don't have to come back later on and fix any of that shit.
Correct. So but that's not even a tax side now. That's more of an accounting bookkeeping side. Okay. So you should be and first your books need to be completed. Right. And then you should be doing tax planning after the books are completed.
Okay.
And the tax accountant, it just so happens I'm both of them in my office.
So one of the more important steps, like I'm about to start a business, step one is to team up with a tax accountant like you so that they have those things in place. Because if you start talking after 2 years, let me meet up with, it's too late. Mm-hmm. So one of the first steps that somebody that's starting a business needs to do is to find themselves an accountant like yourself so that they can start that bookkeeping or you can guide them in the first place. So people that don't know, don't know.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So.
And you got to know if you have the right accountant. Mm-hmm. So there's different types of accountant. You can have an accountant that does payroll, accountant might do AP, which is accounts payables, AR, which is accounts receivables. They can just do month-end closings. They can do audits, not tax, not bookkeeping. So you can be getting the wrong advice from the wrong type of accountant that can steer you in the wrong direction too.
Bro, this tax shit is too complicated.
Too much going on, man.
It's too complicated. But I guess that's why you make so much fucking money.
Just trying to get by, man.
Bro, like I started taking
Just trying to get by.
Just trying to get by, man.
I started taking the H&R block class, right? And I'm listening to the instructor, and she's like, because I'm trying to get in on his situation. I'm like, listen, TP pulling up in the caddy, he got the bezel on. I'm trying to get that. The instructor, like day one, was like, hey, I'm trying to cram 35 years of knowledge in 6-week course or whatever the fuck she said. And that shit just turned me off.
Well, he said it the last time he was here, telling motherfuckers not to use H&R block or TurboTax and shit because it's just people that just got taught in 2 weeks something that he's been learning for years, and now they're going to try to turn it around and use it and fuck your whole shit up.
Yeah. They don't know anything about like business, taxes, and all that shit. I tried years ago, and this lady basically, she was like, yeah, I can't help you. Bro, I was sick.
Go to a professional. Look for people like this guy.
My
all right,
God.
don't fucking do it yourself. You know what motherfuckers are doing their taxes right now? Getting $2 back.
$2.
Owing money.
I mean, you could owe.
And with a regular W-2, I got a full-time job. I do my fucking taxes, and now I owe money. Like,
yeah, I mean, typically that could happen. It's very well. It just depends on how you fill out them W-4s. So you could claim, realistically, if you are under like a certain threshold, you get refunds because of the kids.
Right.
But after you break that threshold, then however you fill out your W-4s dictates on if you're going to get a refund or you're going to owe. So if you're married, if you're single and you got a kid, say you claim you and the kid on your W-4s.
Yeah.
So you got you and a kid as a dependent on there. But then when we do your taxes, it's only you on there you're going to owe. Unless you got enough write-offs to compensate for that. Because you're over-claiming on your W-4s.
Gotcha.
So that's what a lot of people do when they be playing with their exemptions. They're like, oh, sometimes I go to exempt, I don't want to pay too many taxes. I'm going to claim 4 now. And then the tax season comes like, I forgot to turn it off.
Yeah. Yo, real quick. What happens when like I'm sure you've seen it in the hood, it's crazy. You have a client who's claiming somebody else's kid, and like do they have to do that like every year after that to make it look legit? Or is it like a one-off thing?
Nah, you just got to be able to proof out that if the IRS asks for the paper, you got to proof out that you had the kid.
Right.
Which you would probably get a letter from the parent or something like that. Or they'll end up asking for like a doctor bill with your address on it or something like that. But so that's not that difficult.
So you could do that for like a year or two and it won't raise any red flags with the IRS.
It will if the kid's social is jumping around.
Okay. So if this person's claiming them and then somebody else. Okay.
So if every year is a new person.
That motherfucking social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wanted this year? Who wanted
Different kind of human trafficking, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just so happens the same name always pops up as a niece.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
And the mom and dad never claim it.
Right. No, that's fucking wild. My boy one time tried to claim, I think, his daughter, and the mom had let her sister or somebody claim her too, and he ended up getting banged when he saw his taxes.
He could afford that.
What? How?
Yeah, he could afford that.
How?
Because so the mom has rights first, then the father. Whoever had the kid more gets the first right.
Oh.
Then the second parent gets it. Then everybody else.
Just the chain of command.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he could have went back and forth it. And like, I've been taking my kid. The mom should have taken care of it, but the mom ain't claimed my kid, so I'm taking it. And she wouldn't have been able to do nothing about it.
Damn. I think he got like money taken out of his shit.
Damn.
Probably because he ain't fight back.
Yeah.
He ain't prove none of it back. Like she can't just say, "Oh, I'm giving my kid to someone else because it's my kid." No, I got rights too, so I go second.
See, fellas, we out. This is the Man Cave Pod. This is what we do. We trying to save y'all from these vicious ass streets. So you gotta make sure you tune in and tap my man TP so that he can get you straight, because your baby mom is probably fucking you around and you don't even realize. So I mean, George,
Hey, you know better than I do.
How's that? Because I'm black.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Happy Black History
That's
Month,
the shit
everybody.
you always on, bro. So I want to step back to the business owner 1099 folks. How important is it to like save like physical receipts and shit like that? Is that like the make it or break it?
That's always what I've heard. People like, you gotta save every receipt, put it in a fucking shoebox, and then tax season, you gotta take them all out.
So typically, it's very important because if you do get an audit, you have to be able to proof out whatever it is that they're requesting.
Okay.
So most of the times you have access to it. Like I use everything on my credit card and through a bank account, so you can track it through my statements.
Yeah.
But I still have my receipts that I upload to them just in case. Because if they get an audit to you, they're going to ask for certain documents. Whenever you don't got the document, it's going to make them do a bigger review.
And then they'll find more shit.
Right.
Okay.
And then if they record a full audit, ain't nobody got all the paperwork. So you're better off trying to save as much as you possibly can.
What's a good way to do that? Like, because I go out to eat and shit like that. I'm not.
Yes, you do.
What the fuck
I'll
are
be
you
on his
trying
Instagram.
to say?
I'll be like, God damn.
I mean, it's only two ways. Either you can take a picture and upload it. And
Okay.
like on Amex, I use American Express. I just
Of the
attach
food?
it right to
No,
my.
just like
You want to do the bill.
Right.
Attach the bill to the Amex bill. So you know what I'm saying? Or you take a picture of it somewhere. Or sometimes I throw the receipts and just in a trash bag or something. And if they come looking for them, they can just go through the trash bag. And find it, like they all there.
So I guess like in a sense, you don't have to be crazy with it, but you got to be able to pull them out of somewhere.
Correct.
Okay. So it probably make more sense to do like an album or something on your phone and like 2024 receipts and just take pictures.
Depending on how
of
big
shit.
you are.
What you mean?
I mean, if you got to, yeah, definitely.
fucking man cave is crazy.
Definitely a pause. Man, cut. We're going to start this over.
Pictures of how big you are. I got crazy.
We got to start this over. So what happens is like if you got a larger scale company, then clearly you got more receipts and bills. You're not about to put all of that into your phone.
Right. That's true.
You gotta get a whole other phone.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a large volume, then it just makes it easier just to automatically take the picture and you uploading it into like the web or whatever bookkeeping software you're using or connect like Amex. That's why I use Amex. You can automatically take a picture and connect it right to Amex on the website. Okay. And their server is holding all of it.
Got it. I guess it just depends on the individual. Like, figure out whatever works for you. Then
correct.
Okay, that's dope to know that. I never even looked at the Amex to see if they could do that shit. There's so much these people offer. You should get one now that you up there in the 6-figure club. You gotta go ahead and get you one.
Nah, I don't tell nobody how much money I'm
just
making.
do you under the bus.
Make sure they be on George.
That was a joke, I we gotta throw that part in. That's the one that saves me later.
So NASDAQ reported 23% of Americans.
Bless you. Oh, that's a thing. I thought you sneezed.
Okay. Weirdo. NASDAQ reported 23% of Americans owe back taxes. Do you have clients who are commonly in that position to where you have to help them?
I get a lot of clients like that up front. And it's not really much help. I automatically just see what errors you've been making. So I have to review your old paperwork or whoever you've been going to. And then I just tell you what to do to fix it.
How long does that typically take? Like, are you sitting in the office with this person for hours looking through all this shit? No?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Oh. You the goat. Shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you need to do.
I mean, most people are making the same common area. Their W-4s are set up wrong.
Right.
Or they don't have enough write-offs. So you tell them what they need to use the write-offs.
Right.
But it's mostly just your W-4s if you got a W-2 job. Now, if you have a business, then most of the time you're going to owe if you're making any money. I mean, the goal is to make money. So owing is a good thing in a sense because now you can buy properties.
Right. So once you owe now, do you help them set up like payment plans or like how does that look?
Well, our software automatically puts you on automatically print this paperwork out so you can make the payment and it puts you on estimated payments for the following year if you utilize them. But most people won't utilize it. They just do whatever they want after they leave.
That's fucked up. Fucked up. So they go through all that to get straightened out, and then just be like, "Oh, fuck it."
I mean, so a lot of people just don't. In the grand scheme of things, hopefully they would correct it because I'm not in your paperwork all year long.
Right.
So I don't know what you're doing, and you can just literally forget. And
Right.
Just come like, oh, I owe, and then forget about all the other stuff because you just don't want to think about it.
That's true.
I mean, everybody got different reasons on why. Yeah. I just want everybody to do better.
What kind of payment plans do the IRS offer? Like, can you be like 1 year, 5 years? Like, does it matter how much
It's
money you
different for
make?
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different for everybody. But I mean, first thing I tell all my clients is call and cry, especially the women. Like, first thing you do, call and cry and see what they can work out for you.
Right.
Hopefully they don't ding you because they just want money.
Right.
And they want you to be paying on something. But the longer you pay, the more money they make because you're getting them interest and penalties.
Oh, yeah.
So they really ain't caring. I'll pay the $100 for the rest of your life.
Right. Damn. That's right. They do charge interest. What the fuck is the IRS, like a crooked bank, bro?
I mean, so I don't look at it that way.
How do you look at it?
Like, I fuck with the IRS.
Yeah, of course. That shit's crazy.
In the grand scheme,
You an op. For real. You an op for real.
it's not even that. Are you going to take your own trash out?
Ah, shit, if I got to.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't take it to the
Oh, no.
trash.
Not dumping
like
it.
the
No,
sanitation.
I'm sitting on the sidewalk.
Yeah, if somebody comes shooting, you ain't going to go save none of your friends, none of that. You
Hell
calling
no.
the cops, and they all get paid. You teaching your kids, kids in school, who going to pay them?
I don't think nobody paying them now.
All
Shit.
of those things,
broke as shit.
all those things come from taxes. Ain't nobody about to fix their own sidewalk,
Right.
streets,
Right.
cut
That's
their own
valid.
trees
That's
out.
valid.
None of that. None
That's
of the
valid.
things y'all want to do that y'all might can say like, oh, foreigners are doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nah, nobody's
fucking
That's
foreigners.
taxes.
Yeah, that's valid. Because I feel like if they didn't make us pay taxes, nobody would be saving money.
Nothing.
Like everybody have Lamborghinis and fucking Camaros and
We-
Hellcats.
Country being destruction.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
You talking about potholes, motherfucker? You have to drive on the sidewalk.
People don't even sweep their own blocks no more.
Bro.
They think pothole.
Like, so I guess like when you think about it like that, all right, like the government doing okay in that sense, but man, it just feels like as a business owner, especially, that you gotta like, if you fuck up, that's it for you. They own you. Like you.
Nah, it's ways out. It's ways out. I mean, you just gotta. Every situation is different. You just gotta do it. And most people just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We rather go buy luxury cars and houses we can't afford and
Big ass
instead of just paying
chains.
our bills.
Yeah.
I just made sure my bill was paid for.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this sense, we pay our bills to pay your bills, so. I guess just a fucking can't lose.
My man brought you on not to learn about taxes.
Then
Just
I gotta turn around and give then I gotta turn around and give you my money so I can get a house.
Hey,
The circle of life.
vicious cycle.
Yeah.
God damn. So I guess I kind of want to like I want to stay on this shit, but it's something I really gotta ask you, which is the advantages and disadvantages of filing married separately and married jointly.
So technically, once you're married, is either married filing jointly or married filing separately. Married filing jointly is beneficial because you get a higher deductible
Okay.
together than separately. Married filing separately, you get penalized. So you, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but let's say the number is $28,000 for being married filing joint.
Right.
But married filing separately might only be $12,000.
Okay.
So that credit automatically you lose.
Right.
But married filing separately can be beneficial if you both have a bunch of write-offs separately. So let's say you own multiple houses and your interest rates alone, y'all could be paying $20,000 each
Right.
in interest. That $28,000 credit you was getting don't matter now because you
Right.
got $40,000 in just interest.
Right. Right.
So if you got a bunch of write-offs that as individuals and expenses from y'all business, then it can work in your favor. So everybody's situation is different.
Damn. So actually, I'm thinking about myself now. So being a 1099,
You about to kill her.
right. Right. Because
You better hope she don't watch this. Because
Nah, she gonna have to.
her refund check gone.
And she asked me specifically to come in and ask me that because we were talking about it was like, yo, how should we file this year? Like now we married, it come with all these fucking contingencies. So I got a bunch of shit now that I gotta write off. She ain't getting no bread, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because we know you rich. So what happens
This is a fucking 1v1. I'm just sitting here like, I don't know who did this.
He already threw you under the bus. So yeah, know where you at.
I'm broke.
So automatically with that 1099, you don't pay no taxes. So
Yeah.
you got to pay the taxes. But there's ways to get around that too. So like you can go on payroll. You can become a corp and have the job pay your business instead of paying you as an individual.
So I can essentially change how I file now into a corporation and then
have them pay the corporation, then automatically you saving at a lower tax rate. And then the K1s go into your personal tax return. And then now you're paying less. Then you start writing off all that other stuff too.
okay. Well, we'll see, I guess.
That's the tax planning side that I be talking about. So everybody skip that part.
What?
Tax season, murder season.
Yeah, you wait till tax season to be asking these questions. You're supposed to figure all of that out before it hits throughout the year.
You need to partner with a therapist because after motherfuckers finish with you, I'm sure they be stressed out.
Sometimes we offer liquor.
You be like, I was about to say, I actually got getting my therapist license.
Sometimes we offer liquor. Like, hey, you want to do a shot or two before I finish?
Right. He's like a one-stop shop. You come in, beat the shit out you, make you feel better.
But man, can't send you home unhappy.
Right.
Send your family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it pretty much is. Because I mean, I know your entire life pretty much. In order for me to get you where I want to get you to, I need to know as much as possible.
So he's a stalker too. Yeah. IRS op.
Right.
Stalker.
I guess he's doing all right.
Right. All right. So we talked about how to fix your mistakes and, you know, how to straighten out your tax profile and all that shit. What for people out there who are just working or business owners who are just making all this money and not filing, what typically happens to those people?
So if you were to get a refund check, the IRS is going to keep it.
Right.
So, if you were getting money, they're just not going to tell you. Yeah, you get up to 3 years to file.
Right.
And if they don't allow you to file after the 3 years, they just keep all your money.
Damn.
What are the reasons that people won't file? Like,
Because they think they some just lazy, or some think they owe and don't know their options. So they don't know. Oh, maybe I can write off my house or claim my kids and it'll fix it.
Right.
So I don't know
just
why.
lose out on money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like writing off the school credit. A lot of people don't know about the school credit.
Yeah, that's one that I didn't know about, I think, until you mentioned it last year. Okay. And I knew people that was in school that never fucking wrote that shit off. And when I told them, they was like, what the fuck? And they actually had accountants like that didn't even fucking tell them. So they might have not even been the tax accountant, like you said. It was just the wrong accountant. They didn't fucking tell them. Missed out on that bread.
Damn. Should have went to TP Texas.
Every time you say it, that shit goes slide across the bottom of the screen.
So it sounds like you can pretty much fix anything
up to 3 years, unless the IRS tell
you personally, your company. So why do companies like Optima Tax Relief exist? Like they sound like bullshit.
No, they're legit. So we don't physically do the mediation between the people and the IRS.
Oh, that's what they do.
So you would use them. I mean, we could, but we just don't offer the service.
Right.
So you would use them to go in and make the phone call. But most of the time, you can call them yourself and do the same thing.
Okay.
And not pay them nothing for that. Because that is you literally, I mean, if it's like a huge problem where you got to go to court, then you might need something.
Okay.
But simply, if you owe them for the last 3 years, you can just call them and say, hey, can I get on a payment plan and can you waive my interest?
Right.
And then if it's not a repeat offense, they don't care. They're like, oh, all right, I'll waive all the old interest. And then you start a new plan.
So you can ask them to waive the interest.
Yeah, I literally tell everybody to do that first before they ask me.
Wow.
Because why you paying me just to sit on the phone now?
Right.
So I would say, hey, you just call them, cry, and see what they say. That you ain't know any better. Blame me. I don't even care who you blame.
Yeah.
And then once they'll remove, say if you owe 3 years at $30,000 per year, you might owe $15,000 in interest and penalties or something. That's just a made up number. But say if the number is high, you call them like, oh, I messed up. I didn't know any better. Can I get on a payment plan? I'm willing to pay some now.
Right.
Yada, yada, yada. And they might waive the whole 10 of the 15.
That's sweet. So you hit a lick, call up, bitching.
Look at my kid's sick.
Right.
The whole fucking the whole
Now
night.
it happened multiple times. Now you're on your own.
It was like, I know this is like the 5th time. You call it with the same excuse.
Right.
We got this shit here.
So I thought the tax relief people were kind of like online accountants, like the H&R Block folks, but that's not what that is. Okay, that makes sense. The new thing now is, and you scared the shit out of me when you told me this, with the Joe Biden administration checking people cash apps, you gotta pay taxes on that.
Yeah, my
shit.
wife was
Correct.
telling me that shit last year.
I mean, that's not new. That's
like-
when you're receiving money for business or work, you pay taxes on it. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, some people come in and be like, oh, I got all that through Cash App. That don't count. Like, that's still business. It's just another form of a bank account that you deposit it into.
But I think a lot of people use Cash App for stupid shit. Like if I was paying you to,
For pizza.
yeah, for pizza.
So the problem is too many people use it for business.
Okay,
Like most people are using it to do business.
trying to get around the IRS.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not that they're trying to get out. It's just the easiest way to do it.
Right.
A lot of people don't even have bank accounts.
Right.
So Cash App is their bank account.
Yeah,
Right,
bro.
right.
And
It's
they're
actually
doing
crazy
business
how many
through.
people don't have a bank
Yeah,
account.
people come in the office still and they be like, how you take payments? You take Cash App? And I'm like, no, we take debit and credit. And they just look at me like, I'm out
You're the
there.
wild. Like, what the fuck? You don't do cash app?
Like, right. Like, no, we take debit and credit like other major business.
Right.
So there's Apple Pay and things of that nature, but they're all the same thing.
Right.
So for some odd reason, people think Cash App is just different. It's just Cash App wasn't reporting it before. That's the only thing changed. The law is the same. Now Cash App is supposed to report it to them.
Okay. All right. Thank you for correcting me. And so I guess my thing is like if I'm using it for like everyday simple shit, like if my wife is at the store and I'm like, oh, can you pick up some jelly and
The fuck you need jelly for?
for my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Fucking nasty motherfucker. over
Wow.
there. I know what he uses that jelly
Shut
for.
the fuck up.
Happy Black History became out after everybody.
Staying clear of this part.
Well, yeah, like if I'm sending her $20 to get groceries, like
That's it?
she still has to report something like that?
No.
Is it like a gift? or
I mean, they know. You can pretty much tell when you got transactions. Because even the gifts,
Okay.
if you're giving people money over a certain threshold, you're supposed to pay taxes on the gift.
Got it.
So you sending $20, they're not looking for you.
Okay.
But then you sending $4,000 and $5,000 a month. We want to know what's going on here now.
Right.
It just draws a red flag. Not meaning necessarily you're going to get hit, but we need to know what it's for. So that means just Cash App needs to report it to know what's going on. It's just like deposits. Like if it's in a bank account, anything over a $10,000 transaction deposit, the bank is supposed to report it to the IRS.
Right.
That don't mean you did anything illegal. They just supposed to report it.
Right. I know that. Is that the same thing with like I know it's not the same thing, but like what's up with the FanDuel and the Underdog sports bet and shit? Do you get a lot of people, because I know these people are not fucking paying this.
So I haven't ran across it yet. I haven't ran across it
Are
yet.
you serious?
Nah, I haven't.
As big as that is?
One, they probably not even pulling up paperwork. So one, I wouldn't know if you bet on these sites or not unless you tell me.
Yeah.
Right.
So until it catches up with you, then that's when everybody start bringing the paperwork back.
Yeah. Because I know people, that's all they do all day long is bet on basketball, football, whatever.
Right.
And that's,
Hope that parlay hits.
yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta think it's on there though. So when you go check their account, I'm sure there's a tax form on there.
Oh, so
that they're supposed to pull off of there.
But they just, if they don't do it, then it's the same thing like what you said earlier. It's just gonna pile up, and then one day they're gonna try
At
to
some
get
point,
a
I'm like,
refund.
hey, remember all of that money that you owe me from
Okay.
that you didn't file? Then you're gonna have to do amendments, or you're gonna end up owing money.
From
or
when? Fucking FanDuel. Y'all was checking that.
Right. Like you gave them your social. You know
Yeah.
what you thought they took that for.
Yo, it's the same thing as like investing apps like Robinhood and all
Right.
that shit.
The exact same.
You get a was it 1099 T or whatever it is?
You get a G from, it depends on from which one.
Okay.
Well, no, the G is for getting a refund from the IRS. But you could it could be dividends, it could be anything.
Right.
But the gambling, there is a gambling, was it WG or something like that? But you get everything, a W2G.
Yeah.
You get one for everything. And people just don't go check. to
So
see
they
if
think
get
they up whole
right.
time.
They all got free money. It's going to spin the block at some point.
Hey, you know somebody was like, "Don't you pay taxes on that?" I don't got to.
Right.
Dead ass, dude.
No, that's that money don't know about it.
Bruh, I hope people actually pay attention to this segment because you're gonna be fucked up one day. Like the last thing you want is that debt hanging over your head. And the IRS like, yo, bro, you hit a lot of them parlays back in 22.
Yeah, I need my money.
Let me hold that. Yeah.
Plus penalties and interest.
It's goofy. Maybe it's like an immaturity thing because, I mean, maybe it's just pure ignorance because who the fuck is thinking about paying taxes on gambling?
So I don't even think that's pure. I think we just think we're getting over. Because that's not, you know, if you make something, you got to give a cut up.
Right.
Regardless of what it is. So you just be like, they don't know. This thing, they don't know about that after I gave you my social. It's crazy. Unless you physically got cash.
It's the same motherfuckers that pay with a credit card or have a phone in their pocket and be like, they're not tracking me.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. It's impossible for them not to.
You have a phone in your pocket, right?
You mean they're not paying attention to you personally.
Exactly.
That's it.
That ass.
But your day can come at any given time and they ain't paying attention.
Oh my God, man. Them type of people give me a fucking headache. I ain't even gonna hold you. So, all right. But doesn't it work the other way around too? Like since they're gambling, they're essentially losing money, almost like a business.
But they gotta keep track. So you only can write off up to the amount you want.
Oh.
So you can't take the losses and be like, I can write all my losses. You only can take the gamble unless it's a business. Like if you set up like a professional gambler, then that's different.
Okay. Damn, I didn't know you could.
Yeah, you could be a professional gambler.
Yeah.
Almost like you can be a professional OnlyFans model, right?
Anything. Yeah. You can be professional anything.
Larry.
Now we know they got that jelly for Learning more and more about boy, little by
You're gonna be
little.
like, let's talk more about OnlyFans.
Right, exactly. So I guess, like for anybody who's watching this, like, what are some tips I guess you can give to small business owners or investors to kind of like help avoid making some of them stupid ass mistakes that we talked about earlier?
Bookkeeping.
Just get bookkeeping.
Yeah, you need to bookkeep. Everybody needs to do bookkeeping. I don't push it on people because everybody funding is a little different and depending on the size of the company. If you don't have that many transactions, you can track it yourself. It's still bookkeeping. Like I'm not saying you have to go through me.
Right.
But if you're a smaller company and it's simple for you to do, it's just you miss out on the tax planning side.
So bookkeeping is just, what did I spend this on? Write that down or keep that in a record or some shit.
Correct.
All right.
So monthly you should be getting your income statement so you can know how the business is doing created through your bookkeeping. But what happens is if you don't know, it's like working a job and you never look at your pay stub and you're an hourly employee, how do you know what you're making every 2 weeks? Or if they paid you the right hours, or if you're budgeting correctly, or how do you plan going forward? Like, hey, I want to buy a house in 2 years and you don't even know what you make
Right.
or what's going on. So that's what bookkeeping does. But you need that to do the tax planning. So then when you're doing your tax planning, and that goes for everyone should be doing some form of tax planning so that when the tax season hits, then you can put yourself in a better situation.
Do those people like hire you like on a retainer, kind of like it's like as a monthly?
Yeah, so
charge?
the bookkeeping people got me on a retainer on a monthly where I'm dealing with them.
Okay. Sheesh.
That's why he like, everybody got to do it. Everybody got to give me a bookkeeping. I'll keep track of it for you.
It's more beneficial because say if you were an LLC regular and you making $100,000 on tax wise, you might owe like $30,000 in taxes as a regular LLC going through your pass through as your personal. What if I'm seeing that through your books? You could be missing transactions like not knowing to write like your cell phone off and things of that nature automatically to bring your taxable income down.
Right.
On the flip side of it is the setting of the company. If I find out a year later, like you were a regular LLC and you should be a corporation, you pretty much lost $15,000 that you're paying extra in taxes because your setup is incorrect. And you might have thought paying me money was you wasting money because you could just do it yourself, but you just lost $15,000 on the flip side by not paying me what my rate was.
Right.
So it's a gift and a curse depending on every situation.
You hear that, George?
Nope. Okay, man.
Oh man.
But a large portion of your people is
Crazy.
self-employed entrepreneurs, like
Not most of my people are working.
like W-2s and all that. Okay.
Most individuals are working individuals. I do have a large group that are entrepreneurs or they dibble and dabble into the field, but most of our crowd is actual working class people.
That's interesting. I guess most people that have their own business think that they know it all, huh? And they kind of just try to fly by it.
It's not even that
because I would think that the people that have W-2s and not working for themselves are less likely to go to somebody like you rather than somebody who is working for themselves and kind of making money on their own. I think they would benefit largely from having an accountant like yourself.
So the W-2 people, I mean, they got a lot going on as well. So there are people that don't know the write-offs, like the tuition or the school and things of that nature, or how to write off their houses, or depending on what they might have. Rental, like they normally have other things going on than just their job. They might got rental properties on the side, or they might do have a little side business going on and things of that nature, which goes into their tax returns. As far as the entrepreneurs, per se, they are more likely to think they know more, or they're just looking for the best deal, which that always makes sense. So typically what could happen is, let's say you watch social media and social media then told you something. And then you think that's law. Or you heard it from the other entrepreneur that said something. And nobody's really finding out the real source of it. So then y'all just go by that for years until something goes wrong. Because it's not like you find out on the spot that you did it wrong. You find out years later that it's wrong.
Yeah. Fuck. Wow. It's a scary game, man. So, but make sure you're paying the fuck attention.
IRS is funny though, man.
Why?
Because they'd be like, I know how much you owe me. And then be like, well, how much do I owe you? Figure that shit the fuck out.
Well, so you don't, because they know based off of their number. So when you file your tax return, when you file if they file your tax return, the number's always higher. So you don't want them to do it. That's why I'll tell everybody, like, hey, you want me to make sure I do the taxes before the IRS ends up doing it for you. Because typically if they do it, they don't know you own a home. They don't know if you got kids, you claiming the kids. They don't know any if you got school tuition write-offs or anything like that. They're just going to, if you got a W-2, they're just going to tax you at that $100,000. But if you got the home and the kids and the write-offs and the school donations and all of that, then I add on it. So now that 100 might only get taxed on 80 of it versus the 400.
That makes sense. Well, thank you, Mr. TP Taxes. You were phenomenal as usual. You caused quite a stir the last episode, so hopefully you get some more positive feedback and stop shitting on H&R Block.
I remember, bro, my fucking was twisted in that shot. They was like, I use H&R Block. What's wrong with that? I was like, well, nobody said it. We just thought he's probably not the best.
That's all.
I use TurboTax, remember, because that's when I was like, I clipped it, but I cut out like the response because I was trying to encourage people to watch the whole video. But motherfuckers wasn't doing that. They was like, well, I want to know the answer. Why should I not use TurboTax? I was like, watch the video. They was like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm like, you'll never fucking know why you shouldn't use TurboTax.
And they don't care.
Keep using it. Get your $2 refund.
Until something goes wrong.
Exactly. Nah, but we appreciate you stopping in. We know you got to go make your money. Keep them nice clothes on your back. So let everybody know where they can find you at and contact the business. Either we're going to plug it anyway.
So you can reach us at 215 TV Taxes, and we're on TV Taxes at all sites, the website TV Taxes, social media, everything. And appreciate y'all for letting me come here and speak.
Yes, sir. We're going to catch y'all next week, same time, same shit. Maybe I'll cut George out of the next episode. We'll see how that works.
Bro, you know that I have the editing power to literally remove you.
I can hire somebody from Bangkok. Shut up.
Yeah, that's true.
We love y'all. Stay peace.